So I'm live right now, and I'm currently pointing my telescope at Arcturus. It's a star that's about 40 times the size of our own sun. When the moon comes up, I'm going to point it at that also. So make sure to stay around so I can do that. This star is about 30 light years away, and that means that you're seeing it 30 years ago, because it takes light to travel 30 years to get here. For all we know, that could have exploded already. It's a red giant in the end of its face. I kind of live in a light polluted area, so it's kind of hard to see Arcturus and the other stars around it, even though the other stars around it aren't visible, because it's a light polluted area. And there's supposed to be a meteor shower sometime this week. I'll point my telescope at another star in a couple minutes. Just want to take a good picture of this star. Okay, now I'm going to point my telescope at another star. Let's see what star I can point it at. We're going to point it at Mufrid, a star close to Arcturus. You can faintly see it in the middle, the left. If you look really closely, you can see that. It's really dim though. Now we're going to point it at Izar, another close star to Arcturus. Oh look, I just saw Arcturus go by there. I really can't see it at all because it's so light polluted. The moon's coming up in like 30 minutes, so just stay around so I can point it at the moon. We're gonna just keep it on Arcturus for now, because it's the brightest sky in the object. As you can see, Arcturus is in the bottom, is in the middle left. I live in a light polluted area, so it's kind of hard to see it though. And the other stars around it too. The moon is coming up in like 30 minutes. So we'll point it at the moon in about 30 minutes. Can you hear me? This star is a red supergiant. It's about 40 times the size of our own sun and 30 light years away, meaning we're seeing it 30 years ago, because it takes light 30 years to get here. That's how far it is away. We're going to be pointing it at other stars soon. But for now, we're going to have it on Arcturus because it's the brightest star in the sky right now. And it's kind of light in the sky. It's crazy that that star is 40 times the size of our own sun. That's like 40 million Earths can be packed inside of that star right there. My telescope is called a Nexstar 130 SLT telescope. It's a computerized telescope that can track stars and has a 40,000 star database, which means it has 40,000 celestial objects that I can point it at, including Arcturus. We can't do galaxies in a stream because galaxies take hours of exposure, long exposure pictures to even get a glimpse of it. So the brighter objects in the sky we can see because they give off more light for us to see, because the fainter objects like galaxies you can't see, they're so faint. Just on a live stream, you need to have longer exposure pictures. There aren't any planets up right now, because I live in the northern hemisphere, and there are no planets, so no Saturn, no Jupiter. It's on the other side of the world right now. So we will not be able to view those tonight, but we can view some stars. Now we're going to move on to another star. It's a really faint one, so tell me if you can see it. It's called Mufrid. It's currently going to the Mufrid right now. It's so faint, I can barely even see it. Mufrid is also part of the constellation that Arcturus is in. It's also a red giant, which means that it's way bigger than the sun too. But the reason why it's so dimmer is because it's much, much farther away. Now we're back on Arcturus because it's still the brightest object in the sky, and you can still see it good, unlike the other stars that won't come out tonight for some reason. It's because there's a full moon, I think. The full moon is putting a lot of light pollution in the sky. That sucks. Let's see if we can get any other stars in the camera right now. I'm going to point it in another direction, and then I'm going to press identify, which tracks all the current location of stars and brings me to the closest one, which is a pretty cool feature on a telescope like this. Now I just pressed identify, and it's searching for the named stars that are currently in the sky tonight. We're going to go to Alcade. I can barely even see it. Now we're going to go to Saginas. I don't even see that one. Now we're going to try to put it on the moon. It's kind of low in the horizon right now, but I think it can do. Just give me a second. Oh, I just saw it. Okay, 1 second. Okay, now we're putting it on the moon. It's kind of cloudy in the sky right now, but I think we can make it do. Just give me a second, please. Okay, now we're going to point it at the moon. So, like I said, it's kind of cloudy, so you won't really be able to see it. Sadly, that's the best I can get it focused because there are some clouds in the way that are blocking the view and some trees. So, once the clouds go away, it will be much clearer than that. And you'll see all the craters and dark maria on the moon. I just zoomed in so you could see it better. So, it looks pretty cool right now, even behind the clouds. This is my first ever live stream, so make sure to leave a like and share the live stream so I can get more views. And I plan on making a telescope company in the future. So if you subscribe, I'll get more views so I can do that. This is about a quarter the size of the Earth, which means that if it impacted Earth, it would be devastating and it would destroy all life on Earth. And the moon is exactly 400 times closer to the Earth than the sun, which is a really weird coincidence for solar eclipses because it perfectly covers the sun. It looks really cool even behind clouds. Let me try to focus it in better here. In a couple minutes, the moon will not be covered by the clouds anymore, which will make it really clear. Because right now it's covered by a bunch of clouds, which is not good for if you want to observe the moon. I just moved my telescope to a different position because it was going behind an object, so I'm going to try to get the moon back in the telescope's view. Okay, just got it back. My favorite star is the sun because it helps us live on here on Earth. And my second favorite is Arcturus because it's about 40 times the size of our own sun. Now we're going to try to go to a star named Vega, 100 times the size of our sun. We're going to Vega now. It's going to take a little bit to get there because it's like right above me and my telescope can't slew that high. So I'm going to have to realign it and try to get there. You can view stars any time of the year, any season, as long as you have barely any light pollution and the full moon isn't out. Looks like I can't view Vega tonight because my telescope won't slew that high. We're going to go back to the moon now. And then I'm going to end my live stream in about 6 minutes. Like I said earlier, I'm building my own telescope brand, which is going to be called Lunethic Telescopes. The first telescope I'm going to sell is going to cost around $2,000 because it has a built-in GPS and it will track stars automatically, which mounts like that cost way higher. So my mount that I'm selling is pretty cheap. Now we're going to the moon. So, but it's behind some clouds, so it will be a little bit blurry, just to let you know. What causes a meteor shower to happen? Well, it all depends on Earth's gravity. A bunch of meteors are currently orbiting the Earth right now, and eventually those meteors will eventually crash down to Earth. And rogue meteorites get caught up in Earth's gravity, which the Earth tugs on the meteorites, and then it eventually hits Earth. I just zoomed in on the moon right here, but it's behind clouds, so it's going to be a little blurry. We're going to go from one side to the other side. So this is the side, as you can see, that's a Maria on the moon right there. That is caused by volcanic activity millions of years ago on the moon. It's right there, that darker spot to the left middle of the screen. Now we're going to go to the other side of the moon. Oh wow, look, it's beginning to clear up a little. I just saw a black thing go across the screen. I wonder what that was. Probably a satellite. As you can see, it's clearing up. You can see the moon moving live on the screen, which is pretty cool. And you can see that big meteor impact crater right on the bottom middle of the screen. I will be doing live streams every Friday. So around this time every Friday, I'll start live streaming. If you put every planet of the solar system in between the moon and Earth, they could all fit. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Mars, and Neptune. Every planet of our solar system could fit in between the Earth and the moon. Now we're going to really zoom in. That crater right there with the massive streaks across, that's a very popular crater on the moon. Everybody gets photographs of it because it's so popular. And that crater was caused millions of years ago by a dinosaur-killing asteroid about the size of the meteor that killed all the dinosaurs. Now let's go to the other side of the moon. Now you can see the black Maria clear up. Remember, those black Maria were created millions of years ago because volcanic activity erupting on the surface. And scientists say that the moon was just a broken off piece of the Earth from another planet crashing into the Earth and breaking a massive piece of the Earth off. Alright, I'm going to end the live stream now. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to Lunethic. And hope you had a nice time watching. Bye.